Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, June 28th. This is Gina McGuire. Today we'll still see record or near record temperatures over the northern half of the Great Basin through Monday. However, temperatures have cooled somewhat over western and central and southern areas. Today, lightning will be likely widespread across the area in an isolated or scattered fashion. However, the biggest concern is still over parts of northwest and northern Nevada into southwest and central Idaho, as these thunderstorms will be fast moving. Thunderstorms will likely still be producing some rainfall, but due to the faster storm motion, this will mitigate the overall heavier precipitation in a widespread fashion in this area. Also, as we move into the Tuesday-Wednesday time period, we'll see drier air over the central Idaho mountains, which will eventually spread south and east, and this may increase the likelihood of holdovers as we approach the middle of the week. Now looking at conditions yesterday, lightning did continue across parts of Utah, but also increased over eastern Idaho and especially along the Sierra front into western Nevada. These thunderstorms on the western side did produce some rainfall but were fast moving and did produce strong and gusty outflow winds. Therefore, not all areas that received lightning received rainfall. Today we'll see lightning in a similar fashion but also expanding further north as we move into northern Nevada, into southwest and central Idaho. However, parts of central and eastern Nevada into southern Nevada and southwest Utah will probably still see minimal lightning activity once again today. Looking at the fires that were reported as of last night, we did have a new large fire over the Boise district, which was a few hundred acres. So this fire and also the Highway 52 fire on the Boise, the Washington fire, the Mount Emma fire, and the Old Woman fire are still the main large fires across the Great Basin. Looking at the water vapor satellite image for Sunday morning, strong high pressure remains anchored over the central parts of the Great Basin. Therefore, again over eastern and southern Nevada into southwest Utah under that high, minimal lightning activity is expected. This area of low pressure off the California coast will continue to move northeast into the Pacific Northwest, and this will again favor faster moving increases of lightning over the western and northern areas as we move through the next 2 days. Again today we're still highlighting the lightning over parts of northwest and northern Nevada into southwest and central Idaho. Again, with this faster moving lightning, we're expecting lesser amounts of precipitation in these areas than further south. Temperatures still remain record-setting over the northern third of the Great Basin, and again the image on the right depicts where those areas of thunderstorms will likely occur today. Now looking at the pattern as we go into early next week, on Monday this area of high pressure starts to shift off to the east as the low moves into the northwest, and again this will increase thunderstorms over the western and northern side of the Great Basin. Therefore, lightning has continued to be highlighted across parts of western and central Idaho on Monday. Looking at temperatures, temperatures will start to decrease. However, we still may see some record-breaking heat over parts of Idaho or Utah and in northern Nevada. However, again, temperatures will be on the decline through the early part of the week. And again on Monday, thunderstorms will be increasing, especially across Idaho. As we move into Tuesday, this ridge starts to flatten out and some of the moisture is pushed a little bit further south, so we're seeing some drier air move into the central Idaho mountains, which may increase the possibility of holdovers. Further south across the Great Basin, we'll continue to see moisture-producing thunderstorms with at least some rainfall. Temperatures continue to fall on Tuesday, but will still remain well above normal. However, again, you're starting to see that drier air move into parts of the central Idaho mountains, and as we move through this week, that drier air will push east and south. Now looking at Wednesday through the end of the week, again that drier air continues to push into the central Idaho mountains and now move over parts of southern and southeast Idaho. And as we move through this week, you'll see that drier air also filter in into parts of northern Nevada and Utah. Again, this will increase the likelihood of holdovers in the higher elevations, depending on how much lightning we get over the next 2 days. As we move into the weekend, moisture starts to move its way back further north along the Sierra front and especially into parts of southern Idaho, again by the July 4th weekend. So we'll likely see a return of thunderstorm activity. Now looking at the amount of forecast precipitation over the next 2 days, due to the spotty nature of the thunderstorms and the faster movement, rainfall amounts will vary across the landscape. However, the better chances of wetting rains will be over parts of western Wyoming and into the Sierra front. As we look at fuel moistures, ERCs continue to increase rapidly due to the heat, however will likely level off in some areas of the Great Basin due to the wetter weather. But as you can see now, many areas or parts of Nevada and Idaho are starting to get near or in critical levels. Looking at current fuel moisture, still sagebrush fuel moisture continues to decline to near or below average in many areas due to the dryness and the hot temperatures, and also pinyon juniper and timber fuels remain well below normal. Looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook, which takes us into the second week of July, we are still expecting above normal temperatures, especially for the western half of the Great Basin. However, we'll likely see increased amount of precipitation, pushing some areas above normal, especially over eastern Nevada and Utah, with drier signatures up across parts of Idaho and northwest Nevada. That concludes the briefing for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.